Link building has changed greatly over the last few years, as the search engines have become better and better at placing a value on links. It's no longer so easy to just buy a bunch of links and see your site rise in the ranks. It used to work, and it used to work well, but it's much less reliable and much riskier these days. My belief is that link building is moving more towards a PR, a public relations model. Rather than faking links, the best method is to have people link to you because you have something worth linking to. Now, before I move on, I need to make the point again that for many businesses, the low-hanging fruit I described earlier is enough, or perhaps the low-hanging fruit along with a few other basic techniques, such as discussion groups and finding out where your competitors are getting links and following suit. But if you need more than this, if you don't have the search ranks you want, then you have to dig deeper, and you should seriously consider a PR approach. What do I mean by this? Well, forget about the internet right now. PR has been around a long, long time. In the 1990s, PR meant that you got the media to talk about you. You got newspapers, magazines, radio, TV, and newsletters to talk about you. You came up with some kind of story, a hook as it's often known, and you used that hook to catch writers, editors, and producers to get them interested in you and your business. The basic idea is that they need content. Bloggers need to write about something. Magazines and newspapers need articles. Without content, they're out of business. Good PR people think of their job as helping these people. They need a story, and the PR person has a story, so it's a mutually beneficial relationship. And in fact, good PR people spend years building relationships with these writers, editors, and producers. Today, the overall process is the same. There are still newspapers, magazines, radio, TV, newsletters, but they now all have websites too. But there's more. There are now blogs, both amateur and professional, online publications such as Huffington Post and Slate, a multitude of websites catering to every conceivable interest, and so on. So here's how I explain a PR campaign to my clients. I start by asking them what their USP is, their unique selling proposition. What makes them special, different? Why would people care about their website? In the case of e-commerce sites, I'll often ask, why would somebody buy from you rather than Amazon? Now, if you can't answer these questions, you've got a problem, not just for your PR campaign, but also for your entire business. If your answer is effectively, well, I'm selling widgets, you're in trouble, because lots of people sell widgets online. They don't have to buy from you. But let's say you can answer this question. Perhaps the answer is, we sell the widest selection of handmade rabbit hutches on the planet at better prices than anyone. This could be the basis of your hook, the message you're going to use to approach these writers and editors. Of course, you now need to find your targets. It's a good idea to build a list of sites that can be useful to you. Find blogs that write about your industry, people writing for magazine sites and newspapers, and so on. Perhaps create a spreadsheet or use a contact management system to store the information. You want to collect the name of the site, the URL, the name of the writer or blogger, and contact information, an email address or a link to a contact page. Perhaps some notes about the type of site and content. If you have an e-commerce site, you could, for instance, note if a blogger has a list of places to buy the sort of things you sell. Pet blogs may contain lists of online pet stores. Knitting blogs often contain lists of places to buy wool online. In the blog roll, the list of useful links often found on the right side of the blog. You'll then want to contact these people. You mustn't send out something that appears to be boilerplate or spam. It needs to be personal and chatty, introducing yourself and your idea. So, for instance, you might contact bloggers who write about your area of interest, and you could have several different approaches. Let's say you have an e-commerce store. You might contact blogs that have lists of places to buy the sort of products you sell and explain why you believe your store would be of interest to the blogger's readers. You should probably send along a coupon with the message too. Later, perhaps, you could contact the blogger again and suggest a particular story for the blog. Perhaps you're having a big sale, or maybe have some unusual new products in store, or perhaps have an article of interest to the blogger's readers. You might also suggest some kind of promotion. One of my clients was upset that a competitor, another company selling musical instruments, was ranking so well in the search results. We discovered that he had thousands of links created by promoting his monthly giveaway. Each month, he would hold a drawing and give away several sets of strings, and remind bloggers of the drawing, many of whom would link to his site. You could even suggest the giveaway for a particular blog. That blogger can tell his or her readers that your store is having a giveaway just for readers of that blog, or perhaps create a discount coupon especially for that blog. Of course, you won't want to do this with every blog you run across, but it's often possible to find lists of top blogs in particular subjects, or just Google search for broad terms and see what blogs come up. They're likely to be popular. Of course, link bait, which I discussed in the previous lesson, works well with PR too. If you have some kind of useful or interesting content on your site, you can promote it through your PR contacts. PR campaigns can be very time-consuming, and you need to contact a lot of people. Don't get discouraged when you only get a small proportion of people responding. PR is a long-term project, something you build slowly and keep going consistently, perhaps a few contacts a week or a couple a day. You need a good story and persistence.